here we are. We're back. I don't know what episode we're on.
Nope.
But it doesn't even matter because I think
I have no idea.
we've spent the last few months talking about these teenagers and how we can help to get them tools that are up and out the door. So they're up and out the door with something to hold on to. And we go back to that, why we're doing this. It's the art of really being comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I don't know about y'all, but
Dude.
I've been uncomfortable a lot. Just
You're talking about the triple digits? Oh, not the triple digits.
Triple digits.
God, it's hot in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
We are so hot.
I'm super bothered about that.
I'm bothered about that
Super
too.
bothered.
I do know our series is staying bothered. Yes.
But you're right. I mean, you've just experienced not only the return to school, which Sandra and I are waiting on this week with our younger kids, but like you've done the official send-off.
The official send-off has happened. I mean, and there's so many different levels to that. Did I tell her everything she needed to know? And there comes a point where you got to go, you know what? I'm just giving it up. I've done the best I could with what I had. And to all you moms out there, dads, you did a good job. If we have good little humans that are kind, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Patting on the back, straight in the crown.
Did we check the checklist?
Check the checklist.
Okay.
Check
Did you
it
ever?
twice.
Hey, what about our 40 developmental assets? Literally, that sounds like a lot of things to look at. But what's so cool about this little toolbox, and I think Sandra was going to post it on our website soon. Parents can look at it and say, is this going to help my kid? If I do help them have a study time, a study spot, do they have the 5 friends outside of the family they can lean into? What do they do for recreation time that allows them a break from all the rigidity of the regular routine? So these are things on this list that aren't necessarily like, I'm a terrible parent, but you literally go, I might need this. And my kid doesn't have this one yet because I forgot that you have to teach it, whatever that might be. Some of it is, again, pro-social activities. What are you doing for service? I mean, I love those kind of questions.
Yeah.
As we go back to school, it's a good time to maybe look at that toolkit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think today we're really combining that send-off and the back to school because as we're sending kids off to college, there's also parents that are getting their kids enrolled in elementary, junior high, and high school, which
And there's
are
some
you
of
guys
us doing both.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
me. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
so true.
sending mine to college on Thursday, but then on Wednesday, I have one starting 5th grade, which was kind of strange because today we had Meet the Teacher. And as I was walking into the school with him, I was just thinking it was emotional because it's 5th grade. So it's
Did your daughter go there too?
Yes. And that's a first. And he has the same teacher she had in 5th grade.
Okay, that's super sweet.
Okay, props to that teacher. Just sidebar. Wow. Awesome commitment to the lives of youth because it's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You know what? You are right.
You are
I went
right.
back around with that.
But it was it didn't hit me until I went into the school, and then all of a sudden I got this woof of, I remember walking in here with her, and then I was like,
Don't get me going. I don't know.
We're
We're
not
have this
crying now.
conversation.
We
Right?
have things
What
to
if I'm going to
discuss
cry
and share.
now?
You're not.
but it was like, so I was like, I'm emotional about him, but then it brought up those emotions about her. And then I was thinking, I thought I had so much time.
That's
So
that
Have you
one's
considered
been knocking us.
Prozac? I
She just
science?
did a blog about not medicating for
mean,
anxiety.
you know, you're right. I'm the one that goes to wine. I'm that
Yeah.
one. So
You have
don't
the
tell me
poster
not to
children.
stop. It's my coping mechanism.
Oh, that's funny. That is cute.
But it's got to be hard.
That's right,
I
yeah.
say that, but it's
and I'm
it
not
is
the only
difficult.
one. There's so many
Sure.
people out there.
Yeah.
But what did you do? Okay, so let's embrace that. I think it always comes back to this. Please let's be cognizant of the moments we're in and also appreciate the now. So you were right in the moment, right? You're dropping him off. You're still starting to have some reminiscing, but you're present with him.
Yeah.
You're not checking out, disassociating. How did you keep your composure? And do you think later you'll have time where you just may have to revisit that whole moment and like lose your shit?
Well, I think I'm lucky because he's very funny. So as I'm walking in and I start saying like, oh, I remember this was your sister's teacher, and then he says something sarcastic like, well, she's not here and I am.
Oh,
and so then it kind of like snapped me back. So
that's really great.
It's so out of the mouths of babes.
Yeah.
So I think
hold on to those
keeping
moments.
some kind of humor in it. I don't know how, but just kind of finding those funny moments. It did change my mindset right away. So I was like, oh, like, yeah, you're right. Like,
good one.
Sandra, I'm glad you said that because it is so important that we find humor, even in difficult situations. Yeah. I mean, it's proven that if you can laugh a little bit at the most difficult times, it will help to get you through that. And I think we all need to remember that and let parents hold on to those things too. Another thing I realized the other day is we're talking about how asking friends, how you doing? It's important to say, you know what, today not so good.
Yeah.
Big time.
To be able to say and be real with yourself and your friends, you know what, I'm having a hard day today. And Brene Brown has said,
she's lovely.
She's wonderful about relationships. I learned so much with her in little snippets. One of the pieces of advice she said is when you come home from work on a day that's been tough, tell your husband, you know what, like I'm at 50% today, or I'm at 60.
Boom, I love it.
Or, and doing that as a parent to another parent, how you doing? You doing okay? Whew, that was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
instead of trying to be tough all the time.
And I think teaching our kids that too.
That's so good.
You don't always have to say you're great. How you doing today? You like 40%,
unless it's a stranger,
60%.
unless it's a stranger, dude, then you just might be okay. You're, I actually hear people do this like, how are you? Okay, and you're like, dude, that's totally an opener, right? I don't care who you're talking to.
That's the psychologist.
That's the one where you go, well, that didn't sound okay. What's up? I don't know. I probably would do that to the checker at HEB.
You probably do. Sounds like you're having a hard day. Let me just give you a little slice of kindness.
But think about if we did better at listening, and probably not to strangers, but that matters. But like if you did say that to your daughter, or she's checked in with you and she said, I'm okay, and then you didn't say, well, what's up? You would. Yeah. Because she can trust you. And that trust is so important. But sometimes we just have to take a risk and check with people to hear what they're saying. If they're not sounding like they're okay, literally ask, that didn't sound like you're okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially our big ones that just are leaving. Jamie, you did drop one off.
I did drop one off.
And it went.
I dropped the last one off. I'm officially an empty nester world.
There you go.
There's a lot of blogs and posts out there about that. But you know what? It was very difficult. And I had kind of a moment of, oh my gosh, it's not just me. I went through the whole list of, I'm lucky enough to have a kid that's been pretty darn good. I mean, 1 out of 6, they were all good. But this one at the end.
Did y'all just hear that, family?
This one at the end, as a single parent, I needed one that gave me a break. So co-parenting matters.
Yes. No, 100.
But you know what? It was just, I thought, I'm so grateful that I get to do this. So I get to be sad. I get to grieve, because you are grieving the way your house runs, the moments in the morning and in the evening, it's grieving. So
this is what we said in the car a little bit. Let's talk about what's happening to us as the adults that are also experiencing this transformation.
Yeah. Right.
So you're feeling gratitude, which does not, of course, surprise us.
With that,
well, I can only imagine. I'm not 4 days, I guess.
I had a glass of wine and then I felt fine.
Of course. That's the best. Well, it depends on who you are.
Well, it's building up to it, right? Like, I keep saying, I'm going to be fine, but then I'm not fine. And then I'm fine. And then it's like a roller coaster ride.
Yes.
So I think that's important to share with parents.
Yeah.
Give yourself a break. It's going to be hard. And at the same time, as we're doing those checklists, and we want to make sure our kids have that toolkit, because remember, we really are staying bothered to make sure that our kids and their mental well-being is in check. That's that's the most important thing. Forget the grades, forget anything else. Is that they can handle the world they're heading into right now and what's happening, in the moment,
the
right?
Coping, the
all
self-regulation,
those
all the things. Yeah.
So it is important for us to do those checks and remind ourselves as parents what we say to our kids matters.
Yeah.
We're going to be stressed out. We're going to have feelings. But our kids are looking at us, and boy, let's not screw it up too bad. Words matter. Tone matters.
Oh my God.
Those things.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, but those things matter.
Sandra,
We
though, what
can't
were you
forget that.
saying? And I apologize. What were you saying where you were saying, though, you're experiencing this roller coaster, but what do you feel like you're gaining from that experience, right? Because we want to try to
that's a
extract
good
the
point.
lesson. What is the actual piece we can be grateful for?
I mean, maybe building up resilience, like
big time.
just trying to just me, I'm very prone to catastrophize everything.
You got your counseling word.
So I'm just trying to stay positive, redirect, it's going to be good. And at the same time, it's actually, I'm saying it out loud, like she's listening. And then I know that, because I was like, well, we're going to see each other, on these months and at this time. And then, so she's hearing it too. And because the thing is, she keeps checking in with me and saying, I could be okay. But then she's like, are you okay? Are you going to be okay? And then I was like, well, I was until you asked me that. I'm thinking to myself.
I can picture her. Yeah, that's cute.
And so then that triggers me.
Y'all have major caretakers.
So it triggers me to think, well, maybe I shouldn't be okay. Maybe I should be crying,
Guilt trip for the little bit of freedom that we're gaining. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
There is
Self-doubt.
freedom.
It's for real.
Self-doubt's
You
for
got to
real.
work on it every day. I think everybody does.
But I think it is. It's resilience, because then each time I feel like as the time gets closer, then I just feel a little stronger. Just trying to focus on, just focus on the good and the positive. And I know that it's going to be a great experience for her and good change.
Well, and you had the other good suggestion, which was, how are they leaving things? And it could have been with parents, like you just said, setting schedules and when will we see each other? How often might we talk? If if it needs to be talked about in your relationship, maybe it should. But also the part just about setting the boundaries or negotiating how much snap time and social media, if they do have a significant other that is not in the same space with them. I thought that was interesting.
That is good.
She had, she had a boyfriend for 4 years, and they still very good friends. But they decided that they weren't going to continue the relationship because they were both apart. So my recommendation was, I suggest a little bit of closure is to kind of put a couple ground rules in place. Like, are you going to keep following each other on social media? Are you going to do the Snapchat? Are you going to, is it okay to call each other every once in a while? Just a few things. Doesn't have to be some major thing, but just talk through those things, because once they're gone and you have this urge to call, or is it okay? Is it not okay? So they did have that conversation, and they ended up saying they were not going to follow each other. And that Snapchat
so
was
logical.
too stressful.
I just can't believe how logical these kids are.
I know.
Listen, we're going to break up on this day and time.
Yes.
And here are going to be the rules. I think I broke up 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, we're back together.
Yeah. Well, I just felt like if you know that, then you can kind of leave with that ease of, okay, well, I just felt like if somebody removed me, let's say, from their social media, then I would be upset. But if someone told me in advance, like, look, I can't handle following you,
right,
so this is what's going to happen, then maybe it would ease a little bit of the anxiety that comes with it.
That's true.
That
good
is
point.
Good point.
Good point. Yeah.
And we've talked about that as the parents. How much following are we going to do? Will we continue to have the life 360 and so forth?
Yeah.
And with this particular kid, she's like, and we've talked about it, keep the 360. Like that works for her. I think the second one coming along, he would just adore the idea of me not having that tracker. These poor kids. Yeah. Sorry, just shifting into they want the freedom. We want the freedom. Staying in there and staying bothered as a parent means you do have to still make sacrifices, right? I see some parents getting like, yay, not you. Yay, I'm free.
Did you see me the other day?
You were totally crazy. But I think that it's, at some point parents have to take in what is positive about the experience, And I love that. The resiliency, the gratefulness of just feeling.
Right. Sometimes you have to sit in those emotions.
Feel, yeah.
I'm so the list,
right
the
now.
40. Should we do the whole list? 40? No, that's a lot.
No,
we're not going to do
No,
that
we
to
shouldn't.
people.
But we should remember to just stay in the moment, still appreciate the sunsets, do the dog walking, whatever it is that brings you the joy and brings you the.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for parents, particularly parents of seniors, right? As their seniors head back, and all of a sudden they get the rush of college this, college that. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. That's a lot. That's a whole nother thing, right?
Right.
So other parents, Do not worry.
So you've
what
had
you
that.
have going on right now.
So what happens when they go and then you do get a bunch of like, Mom, I don't know how to, or do you get those calls, or are they kind of trying to work it out?
Oh, no, I mean just with parents and the college stuff. Every kid, when they've started their senior year, has been inundated with college information.
Right.
And had we been doing this last year, we would have been talking about that.
Right.
You know, just kids need to worry about right now this first week of school. Your job is to get your routine down. Figure out what works for you and what doesn't. And our job as parents is to listen and not direct a lot this first week. Let them get in there and feel it. Give them a minute.
Totally.
We all need a minute. Remember our tone. Remember our words.
Totally.
It matters. Now, that doesn't fall in line with that quiet parenting or whatever the hell the new parenting thing is. I don't know. I like the good old whack in the butt. The timeout thing never worked for me.
It doesn't work. It doesn't
That
work.
generation, But anyway.
We got punished hard and we came out really well.
Yeah.
So let's think about that. I know. It is kind of worrisome that we
people?
swung so far into like the, how do you feel? But it is important to actually ask that, because I think that was part of the human development that was overlooked for so many years as part of that rigidity and that kind of parenting.
Yeah.
And then,
well, we've gotten,
we got ahead of it.
But we talked about this the other day of like, why does it feel like having our kids go off to college right now, why does it feel just so much more dramatic than it has in the past? And I think
you've had multiple times. So is it still is it more dramatic? Is that the right word even?
I mean, or more like it feels just so much more intense.
Yes.
Because I mean, I don't have other kids that have gone to college, but I do remember when my sister went to college or when, other things were happening. And I don't remember the flood of like, I don't remember anybody saying, or maybe they just did it silently. Like maybe now people talk a lot more.
I think people talk about it, and
I do too.
It depends. With every one of mine that went to college, I was immensely sad for a minute at just not losing them, but the family dynamics changing. I mean, Austin, my oldest, I was living in Singapore, and he was going to college in California. I was terrified. Like, how can I get to him? But then you just make those choices of what you can do. You can only control what you can actually manage, and how you feel about it.
That's right.
So I think just as years go by, this is your first.
Yeah.
I mean, this is my last. That's why it feels so big for me.
Right.
The in between, I was able to manage, okay, I know these feelings are coming. It's sad, but I'll get through it.
Right.
And then there was always one behind.
Right.
Another one that I was worrying about. So you just make those shifts, right?
Yeah.
And now you have a grand kiddo that entered
I do,
school.
and he just went to 4th grade today.
That's
I'm
so
proud of him. Yeah.
So we got kids. Yes.
So, you mentioned earlier, I'm just going to say it, and we should say it every darn time, just a huge shout out to teachers.
Oh, my gosh.
Teachers, you are the most amazing people
So
on the planet.
important.
It's what a tough job they have, and we should remember as parents to continue to really, really support our teachers and go the extra mile to say thank you.
Yeah.
It's important.
Because knowing my friends who have administrative positions in all kinds of districts around here, that really is the most important piece to the equation on the front load, setting that tone, and those teachers feel really empowered. And then they're so excited to see the kids. They don't think people realize how exciting it is as a teacher when your students show up.
That's a good point. I think we should end on that. 'Cause it's about time. And that's really cool. We forget the teachers are all excited about meeting our kids.
We were.
Yeah.
I was.
I really think you can never have too many people that love your kids too. So that's
It's
awesome.
one of the things on the toolkit.
Okay, the toolkit. That's right. Make sure when your kids go off to college that
40 developmental assets from the Search Institute, and we will post it, I believe, on either social media or our website.
Yes, both.
Okay, boom.
Okay. So the question that we should wrap with.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It wasn't the lipstick one.
What color
What was the other one you asked? It. That
I
was.
was like, what color lipstick are you? Like,
And I said nude.
you did say nude. And then I asked
we
why.
can't say
And then you
nude.
told
I
me
know, we
not
can
to.
all
then it can't go X-rated.
Aw.
I don't know.
You're right.
She can be nude.
Lush?
She can be
Okay.
I like nude because I don't like to wear a lot of lipstick. So there you go.
Oh,
This is
that
for the
was
moisturizer.
basic
I
and
know.
good. And sometimes it's good to be just basic
Basic.
and good.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
And
What about
natural.
you guys? Yeah, natural.
Uh-huh. What are you?
I mean, I would say more blush.
Yeah, you have
Just
nice
because
lips,
sometimes I like to show a little color.
There you
but
go.
Sometimes.
Okay. I'd go towards maybe plum. Just because,
Yeah,
I
that
like
is a
to be
little
kind
risque.
of deep and mysterious. I don't know. Whatever. Plum. Good. Okay, so until next time, let's keep it going. Good luck out there, parents. You're going to do great. We're behind you.
All right. Thank you.